to a quick update on Hump Day here back on my channel of Yosemite Valley Zoo. Yeah, it's been a while that we've been in this zoo, and honestly though, the break really helped wonders, and I wanted to take this opportunity today to just quickly update you on the project. So lately, in the last couple of weeks, the channel experienced quite a little bit of a leap forward, which is great in these times of no update and no new kind of content. And I think it really was worth the little break for me to bring in a bit more of new creative outlet with the wonderful project of Summer Lake, and also maybe to help this project, settle in a little bit, to give myself a little bit of time to think about what I want to do. And this video is meant to explain to you what is going to happen next. And I can already tell you and promise the next episode is already done for next weekend, and for the upcoming weekend, I even should say. I'm not sure if I go to Saturday or Sunday, or if I'm going to swap around Summer Lake to Sunday or whatever. You'll see that. I don't wanna make it like too structured or whatnot. That's just not me, But I think it's a fairly good reason to just go back and show you where we've ended last time, because I kind of really ended this a bit abruptly, if I may say so, because I really did. And I thought it was worth a little with it. And so, yeah, we are back here. We don't make a tour, If you guys are new, you just clicked on that video and you're just randomly just appearing to be in this zoo. This is not a full tour, but if you want to watch a zoo tour, I'm going to put this now to the top right for you guys. There will be the last zoo tour of season 2. This is actually already season 3 now. And yeah, so I actually closed the zoo to let the guest out. The main reason is the performance. It's already pretty detailed, and even on my rig, it's going to be a little bit more bad as soon as you have the game on play. It's still very decent on pause mode. Anyways, so we ended up in the back side of the park. So this is the front, which is almost done. I will do some tweaks about this later on, but yeah. So this is the backside of the park, which Haribo helped me out a lot lately. I'm going to quickly talk about what he's done and what I'm going to change and what I'm going to do. Now, this is the, I don't know if this is north or south or whatever of the zoo, but this is the other side. So this is the kind of the season 3 side of the zoo, which is kind of the little bumpy, little whirly, nice meandering road that goes through the mountainscapes here of Yosemite Valley and then just ends up in this area, while on the other hand side of the zoo we have a bit more of a strict parking lot idea, which is a bit more kind of intentionally made this way, and is also basically a dead end and doesn't go into two directions. So I'm almost like thinking that this could be connected via a tunnel system through the mountains. I don't know, this could be the idea about this, but yeah. Now we ended up in this area. This is kind of where season 3 started. I made this entire nature area where the guests can come into the zoo. We have this entrance which Haribo took on and made this beautiful lodges and the reindeer habitat, which I still kind of love because it's just so naturally embedded into this entire area, with the half dome in the background still very nice and neat and tidy and lovely, and protesters just randomly coming around, which still I got no idea why they're in. But yeah, now we do have this, okay? And then we have this incredible big ape house where we have the bonobos and the I think bonobos on the right hand side and gorillas on the left hand side. Now you can see them sitting down here enjoying the shade a little bit. And just enjoy that so much. I wish that Frontier could even reinforce the behavior of the animals a lot. Like, let me just quickly give you this little bit of side info. If I remember correctly, once we've a few years ago, or actually a year ago, I've been to the Frontier Studios where they gave us a tour and showed us around the progress of Planet Zoo before it even was revealed. Like, it was revealed that there will be a Planet Zoo, but no one has seen anything. But we've been there and they showed something to us, which was really great. And they kind of talked about the cool system of how the animals are behaving, and they talked a lot about stuff like that animals are actively searching for shade once it's hot outside, and they're also actively going for some coziness. And honestly though, I see this behavior. As you can see, there is no bedding in here, but they actively choose to sleep in the shade over here, which I think is a great feature. I'm not sure if this is like coincidental, but I think it's not, because I've seen that way too often for it being a coincidence. But I really would love if they could stress this kind of behavior a bit more than what they're already doing, because I think it's really cool. And honestly, I'd love to see them moving in herds and family even more, as they sometimes occasionally do. But yeah, so this is kind of the work that Haribo has done for us in this habitat over here. And I had some people commenting that they didn't really like the style of it being in Yosemite. So potentially I will, Haribo, so if you're watching, I will potentially change this front side a little bit so it kind of fits the Yosemite style quite a little bit more. But to be honest, I don't really want to change too much, because it's just too gorgeous inside to change too much about it. I have some ideas how we could incorporate a little bit more wood in here to make it a bit more Yosemite style, but this is something for really tweaking the last little bits. I'm not seeing this very relevant for us to be focusing on quite next. But now let's talk about what is happening, because this is still a very bare-bone area, and this is also very bare-bone. Now, let's just move up so you guys see the open spaces. What is going to happen next? Now, as I said, I needed a little bit of time to think about what I want to do with the zoo, where I want to go, and also what I do like and what I dislike about the zoo. Now, truth to be told, the new kind of area I built down here is pretty much my best stuff in this zoo, which I do love a lot. I think most of the layout works pretty well. I'm quite a huge fan still of my seal habitat, or the sea lion habitat, if you will, even though it's not functional. This is kind of, where I want to go. And this is already kind of the little trigger and the core of what I want to do next. I want to make this zoo become a little bit of an experimental area for animals that we don't have. Now, the next episode for the weekend will be something that you guys have been waiting for, and I have been teasing for months now. It will be the modern elephant house of Yosemite. I'm incredibly proud of it. So for those of you who have been in my live stream yesterday, they have seen it already, and the response was insane. So thank you for this already. But I can tell you, I'm super proud. It's not going to be like the most incredible looking thing, but I'm just super happy because it fits the style so well, and it's just exactly what I wanted to create. And then we will continue bringing in habitats for animals that do not exist in the game yet. I am thinking about some kind of animals that I will definitely have in a zoo. So we're going to do, for example, I'm just going to call it, we're going to do meerkats, okay? Like a small little meerkat habitat, which could be somewhere over here, or maybe even in this corner, just kind of fit in the small little gaps we have, and to make the layout a bit more interesting, I guess. We definitely will also do something for the black bear, the American black bear, because it is not yet in the game, but if we won't get it in the future, whatever, I think it could be the Formosan black bear that could step in, and so we're gonna, just fill that in. I will definitely do some fish tanks or like some aquarium-ish stuff, and I think I'm gonna do something else over here. Like we do have the penguin habitat here, and we do have the sea lion habitat over here. And I think this kind of area over here, I do think might make sense to focus a little bit more on more aquatic stuff, because honestly though, we do have the penguin here, and then we kind of have the connection that most of the aquatic stuff is going on in here. I will leave this area open for a bit of an, bigger aquatic stuff if we get it in the future. So in case we can, I will leave that here. And partly the reason is because we do have the river right over here. So, in case you need some water, that might make the most sense to have it really next to the riverside. Except, you wouldn't put this to the left here. That doesn't make any sense, because then you need to do some crazy pipe work and whatnot to just kind of create this. That, doesn't really make that much sense. And so I will explore this a little bit, and therefore I made this episode. I really want to hear now what you guys want to see in this zoo, and I think it's in particular incredible now that you guys can comment whatever animal you think would suit Yosemite. Now, it's very important also to consider that I want to make sure that these animals can kind of live in here, please make sure to consider local requirements and that these animals potentially, are not like super tropical, because we have already done these kind of domes over here for the super tropical animals. And also, we could go for some more Arctic animals, definitely. As I said, I potentially don't want to have a polar bear in here, maybe though, but size request is just incredible, and I don't, I could think about it over here. I have thought about it, but I'm not like super. I'm not super clear about this right now. I'm not, I haven't had the chance to make my mind up completely about this, but my tendency at this moment is to not have a polar bear in here, simply because of the huge requirements that this animal brings with it, and giving the chance, having now a bit more of a creative outlet in terms of going for some more creative habitats that feature animals that are not in the game, hopefully gives me that little edge that I don't need the polar bear in here. Anyways, please make sure now to jump down into the comments and give me your input in terms of what animal you would love to see in here, which is not in the game yet, but you think would fit to Yosemite, to just kind of make the brief pretty short. And now, before we end this quick update video, let me quickly talk about stuff I'm going to change, okay? This is not happening now, but I have made up my mind. So eventually in the future there will be a next DLC, which I really hope sooner than later. I have zero idea, just to make sure that you guys don't get anything wrong here. I have no idea, so this planning is not considering any secret information I would have, which I don't. I simply don't have any idea, just as you guys out there as well. I'm patiently waiting for any kind of news drop about potentially some new kind of update. But eventually, after the update has been hot for like 2 or 3 weeks, there will be another decline, and this will be where I am going back to some stuff I've built. And it will be the cat house, the big cat house. I'm gonna change a lot of things about this. This upper bridge thingy over here, I don't know what I was thinking about, but this is like ugly crap, and I think we don't need it, and I think it doesn't add anything to this building. Like I had the idea to connect these habitats from left to right, and yes, there is some pathway in here, but there's just like you could easily connect this down there as well. It just doesn't matter, okay? So yeah, at the moment I do have this kind of connection, which is not even functioning, I guess. It's not even, or is this the connection? It's like not really a connection. You can see this is the actual connection going on here, and then just over there, it is connected. So we are going to rip this completely away and just gonna make sure that this roof looks more clean and coherent and just better looking, I guess, overall. And also I'm thinking about adding a whole lot more foliage over here. This is like way too bare bone, so I'm going to make sure that this area is a lot more overgrown. Talking of which, I will also completely change up the chimp house. I think it does definitely deserve a huge overhaul. Now, I'm not sure how exactly I'm going to do this, but again, this needs to be a lot more overgrown. I want to kind of separate it a little bit better from the pathway and make this all a bit more explorative, and also give the people a bit more of a better reason to go up that hill, because they simply just don't use it. By the way, mate, are you just sleeping or are you dead? No, you're just sleeping. Okay, that looked awfully like it was. Oh, look at the cute kitty. Hello. I love that. I love the Siberian tiger so much in that game. I love that vibrant color of it. I just love the fluffiness, and yeah, it's just a very, very, very nicely designed animal. I'm just absolutely in awe with it. Hello. You're looking badass, mate. I love you. Okay, cool. Now, again, let's just wrap it up, like flying over. I think like after a few minutes, the performance gets a lot better, to be honest. Anyways, guys, so that's it for the quick update. Just to let you know what's going to happen. And for me personally, the most important thing, let me know again as a reminder, what animal would you love to see in this zoo, or which kind of habitat would you love to see for animals that do not exist in Planet Zoo yet, but you think would fit this zoo perfectly? Now, let me know in the comments down below, with the reasoning and why you would love to see it in. And if you have any kind of ideas about the habitat already, let me know as well. I would love to go crazy with your ideas and just bring that in. As I said, I don't know, meerkats, koalas, even though I don't know if koalas would even fit, because like maybe too hot, whatever. But you can, deers, or there are so many animals that we could put in. I have no idea what we would have in here. So just let me know. Until then, have a wonderful time, everyone. Enjoy your hump day. And yeah, if you want to see some other stuff from me, there will be potentially also a foundation episode today or tomorrow. Make sure to check that out as well. And until then, If you love that stuff, make sure to consider subscribing, and if you like it, drop a like. And other than that, have a good time, stay safe everyone, and goodbye.